Are you a teammate or are you a space filler? You see, there's a fine line between a teammate and a space filler. You see, and 2K now has gotten to a point where you have to ask yourself a question. Am I actually on playing with you to be your teammate, or am I playing with you to just fill space? Because with all the power that the PGs get now, they really don't need teammates. I mean, let's be real. They don't need teammates. All they really need right now is for you to just fill the space. You're better than an AI. You're a tick better than an AI. So that's the reason why you play. Let's be real, man. We play 5v5, but in reality, it's 2v2. How often do you touch the ball during a possession or during a course of a game? Are you touching the ball off of your steals? Are you touching the ball off of your rebounds? Or are you just touching the ball because it just happens to bounce your way and you're in the right position at the right time? We all have watched comp gameplay. We all have watched what they consider comp gameplay in 2K. And what is it? Like, really, what is it? Because to me, it looks like I'm watching a 2v2 part game with, I don't know, 2v2s, that's 4. So with 6 other people watching the game on the court. You see what I'm saying? Most comp games are played one of two ways. Offensively. One of two ways. First way is, of course, you have the straight ISO god. This is the Joker that come out there with 4 space fillers. 4 space fillers. That's what he comes out there with. Because he knows he is going to get by you by any means necessary. He is going to dribble god you to death. He's going to bip, left, right, step back, speed boost right, speed boost left, by you way more times than you're going to be able to stop him. So all he need is space fillers. That's all he need. He just need 4 other dudes to stand in 8 spots, and if any help happens, you be ready to make a shot. That's a space filler. But then you have option number 2, or play style number 2, where the point guard isn't that much of a dribble god per se. He can dribble, but he's not a dribble god. He need a screen. So this is where now you become a teammate per se, right? You become a teammate where now is your opportunity, is your responsibility as the big man to come set the screen and either A, screen, hold that circle, or B, button until that Joker gets that man stuck on that screen so he can shoot his 3 with mismatch expert on Hall of Fame. Or you set the screen and then you roll to the basket, you get the wide open 2 because the team has sold out to stop you. But with all of that, what does that mean for spots or positions 2, 3, and 4? Are you teammates or are you space fillers? Because I don't play so many games of 2K. So many games I've played of 2K. And I've seen this. I mean, I've seen it to the point where I almost want to message the people in the game and be like, do you enjoy being a robot? Do you enjoy being a space filler? Because in reality, you will play teams. Of course, you play teams of 5 in rec, right? There's no secret with that. Half the time you're playing in rec with either randoms on your team or AIs on your team, right? Okay. So you play a bunch of teams of 5, which you of course are the rejects from Pro-Am. We get that. We understand that. We don't judge you. All right. We don't judge you. We know that Pro-Am is a bit too hard for you. So you have to come to rec and beat up on some teams that aren't up to par. Make yourself feel better. I got it. But there's so many teams out there that you'll have a dude on your team, or they'll have a dude on their team with the Tony Snell stat line. We all got Twitter, right? We see the historic numbers Tony Snell puts up, right? We see that. We see what Tony Snell puts up, right? Tony Snell would play 29 minutes and have zeros in everything. Some of you jokers out there is Tony Snell. Some of you jokers out there bought 2K, paid for your player, went through career, played through career, and have the nerve to be okay with not impacting the game at any means and get a win. Some of you are okay with buying a game to be a space filler. I'm not saying you buying a game to be a star. I'm not saying you buying a game to be the king of the court. All I'm saying is, can you at least be a teammate? Is it possible to be a good team in 2K while playing team basketball? Or is it just we gonna play like James Harden? We gonna play like James Harden. we gonna play. I'm gonna dribble this thing for 24 seconds. I'm gonna dribble this thing for 20 seconds. If I can get by my guy, you better get that ball. When I pass you this ball, you better shoot that thing. Is it possible to, I don't know, maybe play basketball like the Spurs, or maybe play basketball like the Warriors? You know, even the Bucks. I know a lot of people will say, well, the Bucks run 5 out. Yeah, they do sometimes, because sometimes it's warranted. Sometimes it's warranted that, okay, this is going to work best this time down the court. The Bucks don't run 5 out all game, because if they did, Giannis would be, how should I say, his numbers would be like 35, 15, and 12. He would be able to just triple double that thing forever. But I mean, Giannis, as much points he put up, Brook Lopez still can give you 20. Drew Holiday can still give you 20. Bobby Portis can still give you 20. Chris Middleton can still give you 40. So how you playing 5 out and everybody else getting them many points? Not in 2K though. In 2K, it's more of James Harden. It's more of Houston James Harden, because this James Harden now is garbage. But it's more of, I'm gonna dribble this thing. I'm gonna either shoot this 3 or I'm gonna take this layup. Any bit of help happens, you get ready to catch and shoot. I don't know about y'all, but I can't remember a time in my life when a James Harden teammate scored 40 in a game. Anybody else remember that? Anybody else know that? Can anybody else remember a time that James Harden, when he was at the peak of his powers, when the Houston Rockets was at the peak of their powers, before Chris Paul, before Russell Westbrook, when it was just James Harden and like Dwight and all them other people? Did you see any of his teammates score 40? If you put James Harden from Houston on the Milwaukee Bucks, right? Do you see any of them having the games that they be having with Giannis? Is that possible? Do you think that's possible? Because I don't. We have seen enough of James Harden to know that James Harden don't win. He don't play winning basketball. He plays James Harden basketball, right? He plays James Harden basketball. And if he can't play James Harden basketball, then he don't want no part. So how many of you that are playing 2K today are playing with James Harden? How many of you are playing with a James Harden? How many of you are playing with a Giannis? How many of you are playing with LeBron? Because Giannis and LeBron both run 5 out, but somehow, some way, their other teammate can score like 30 to 40 points. LeBron runs 5 out, but Kyrie was still putting up 40 with him, right? Giannis, people tell me Giannis run 5 out. Giannis is Giannis be ISOing, right? But somehow Chris Middleton is still like a 20-point per game scorer. You know what I'm saying? So are you a teammate or are you a space filler? That's all I want to know. Are you just filling up space so they don't have to go out there with AIs? Because I'm telling you right now, bro, if you really think that some of these PGs need you on their team, they really don't, bro. They don't. Granted, I'm pretty sure a lot of these dudes right now that be running point guards, the scumbags, I'm pretty sure if they had a choice to pick between playing with users or just going out there with the top AIs, like the top players in the NBA as their teammate, I guarantee they would do that. And they would beat you. They would beat you strictly because they really don't need teammates. The game has given them the power to not rely on any teammates. So what we playing a team basketball game for then? Why is NBA 2K, why should I even be allowed to make any other position? You might as well cap us all at making point guard, and either we learn how to be on the team by ourselves and do it by ourselves, or we just can't play the basketball game. Because heaven forbid you get any point guard that wants to at least get teammates involved, he puts his team at a detriment. He puts his team in a disadvantage. He cannot win. You know what I'm saying? His team is not at the best opportunity to win because he's not aggressive, right? He's not aggressive enough. You know, everybody calls Chris Paul the point god, right? He the point god, right? I think he's, it may not be universal, but the majority of the world call him the point god, right? What point guard you know in 2K play like Chris Paul? What point guard you know in 2K play like Magic? They call him the greatest point guard ever, right? Who play like Magic? Is there any Magic Johnsons out there? A lot of people try to play like Steph Curry, but Steph Curry is a teammate. Just because Steph Curry shoots, Steph Curry is a teammate. We all know that. We know Steph don't even need the ball. Steph will still impact the game just by running. Steph don't need to dribble 24 seconds a possession to be effective. Steph will get the ball, hand it off, run, hand it off, back cut, do a whole bunch of stuff to impact the game. Steph has teammates, but instead we play with James Harden. We are literally space fillers. James Harden is he is the king of space fillers. On them Houston teams, prior to the years they actually started to want to win by, go grabbing Chris Paul or, go trading for Russell Westbrook, the years they were actually trying to win. And how do you not win? Right? You don't win because, well, at the end of the day, James Harden is going to do what James Harden does. So that's my question to the community. to you. Are you a teammate or are you a space filler? And I know, and I bet there's probably gonna be some comments on this video right here that's gonna try to justify a teammate in a space filler. They're gonna try to justify you're being a teammate by being a space by being a space filler. They're gonna try to justify that. You get them every once in a while. You get those comments where people try to justify the reason, like the game is played the way it's played. I get it. It's cool. I'm not mad at that. But like I said, man, when actual people want to like be teammates, be part of a team, enjoy a team, maybe one day this person get to do this and this person get to do that and this person get to do this, and we can still all win and have fun because we all feel like we're part of the game. Instead, a lot of us just feel like space fillers. I activate a double XP token sometimes, and heaven forbid if I'm not at the 1 or the 3, the 1 or the 5, if I play a 2, 3, or 4, unfortunately, I might, finish that game with like a C+, maybe, get 1 rebound, maybe a couple steals. That's about it. Shot attempts, I might be like 0 or 3, something like that, because 9 times out of 10, the shots that I'm taking is usually probably at the end of a shot clock, or, I kind of leak out on a fast break, and I miss a couple shots here and there, but, sorry, I guess I should know my timing, but it's just like, well, I haven't shot this jumper in freaking 2.5 quarters. My bad, bro. I'm gonna be ready next time. Man, come on. Are you a teammate or are you a space filler? If you have to put that in question, if you have to really think about it, and you have to be like, when I play 2K, do I actually feel like I'm impacting the game, or am I really just standing there? If you have to question that, then the people then that person that you're playing with is James Harden. Somebody on your team is a James Harden. Somebody in your squad is James Harden. And we see what happened with James Harden. Eventually, he gets shipped off. Eventually, James Harden gets shipped off. Eventually, James Harden becomes, what he is now. Teammates or space fillers? Which one are you? I guess time will tell, right?